everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Stating the Obvious. Now, this episode is not like your usual episodes because today we have a guest. Her name is Victoria. And Victoria, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, guys. I'm Victoria. Jacob and I went to college together, and now I'm just in medical school over in Phoenix. Some things about me. I like working out. I like, hanging out with friends, exploring new activities. And then, I'm a big foodie. I love food. Yeah.
Fire. Yeah. We all love food a lot. I think
Food
especially me and
around.
Pranay.
Yeah.
Pranay and I like we finish pizzas in like one sitting.
I feel like Pranay is a food connoisseur. He goes to these exotic places.
Okay.
It's not as well. I guess maybe there are a few exotic. Like I said on the last, maybe it might be 2 episodes ago or something. I have a blog. Another shout out to my blog.
We're not doing this again for you.
We're already doing the shout outs.
The whole last episode was nothing but plugs. We're not doing it again.
But yeah, I've made a few posts, but I'm the place I've explored the most culinarily is Pittsburgh because that's where I went to college, and there's a lot of like Pittsburgh food scene from the perspective of a college student who's on a budget. I'm in New York right now too, which in the U.S. is probably one of the meccas for food, and I've been having a splendid time here. So.
Well, that sounds so good. I'm jealous. I think one of the reasons I was like, I want to move to Phoenix too was because I could no longer live in a city that did not have a good food scene. Like living in Waco was actually so atrocious because there's no good food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I visited once, and I was trying to search what is the place I have to go to. There was some mention of some Thai place. If I remember, it's Thai or some Korean place that every website said this had it ranked somewhere. I don't know if this strikes a bell with either of you.
I think the only Thai place that I know of is the one that's next to Mamaka. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jacob? I don't remember the name.
Yeah, but everything was just pretty mid. I wouldn't put anything on any list, VJ, to be honest.
Yeah, no. I think the only place worthy of mention is La Milpa. Did you ever go to La Milpa, Jacob? I'm pretty sure I took you. Or
once or twice. Yeah.
What is it exactly?
It's like a taco truck, and it's really sketchy. But when it's sketchy, that it's really good, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think there was a shooting there near finals week.
Oh shit! Okay.
It wasn't there, but it was just so happened there was a drag race on the street, and I guess one of the cars got pissed off and pulled out a gun and tried to shoot the other car, but it missed and went in the direction of the taco truck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went there the day after or a couple days after that.
They were still operating after they got shot?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure we went together because I was I vividly remember talking to them about this too. So maybe we went together.
Maybe, yeah.
It's next to the Beverly Hills neighborhood, apparently, of Waco, which I find very funny. That you guys have a Beverly Hills neighborhood.
Yeah, it is,
what would that even look like, dude?
I honestly don't know why you would do that. It's like Paris, Texas. It's if you name yourself after a famous or a better place, you're just gonna get compared to that place. You're no longer just a shitty neighborhood. You're now the shitty Beverly Hills.
Yeah, the Walmart version.
Well, that's Texas. But moving into our regularly scheduled intro, let's get some obvious facts going. Pranay, did you come prepared for today?
I wasn't, and then Anushka reminded me maybe 10 minutes before we started recording. And then I was scrambling, and then she gave me an obvious fact.
What the?
I have adapted.
Pranay, that's cheating. That's
I've adapted it to my obvious fact now. My obvious fact is, I didn't think it was obvious until I thought about it for a little while, actually, but there are quite a few animals that drink water through osmosis.
So fish.
Fish, frogs apparently do this. But I would not have consciously thought that beforehand. But then when you try to envision a frog like drinking water with its tongue, it does not make sense.
I mean, is it drinking though? Like, isn't it just kind of existing in the water?
They apparently have a drinking patch on their belly. And
Wait, what
when
the
they
fuck?
when they sink this into the water, that is how they drink.
Wait, okay, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I feel like I would have thought of this, but you also didn't
I
think
mean,
of it, Pranay.
Yeah,
So
neither did PJ.
I mean,
Yeah,
she's-
I feel like this is not.
She's saying thank you for saying this is a good obvious fact.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pranay, this is like getting help from an outside source.
Hey, I adapted
what is
it. She
this?
gave me the frogs one. I added on the fish and other animals.
Okay, so you just made it less specific.
Yeah, basically.
Great.
So
So
it's like copying homework assignments.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
I was in panic when I was actually in panic when I got reminded.
like,
it,
why
and,
do we even bother? Like, you might as well just go ask ChatGPT. Like, if we're really just doing this now, like, it's not even your obvious fact.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea. Actually, might
Oh my God.
Oh, I asked ChatGPT keep them in store for future
no.
ones.
Oh my days.
Pranay, we have one thing in our podcast that like makes it like something other than an hour of
Honestly,
us just
I've
like
said this before.
bullshitting.
I truly don't know what it is. The last couple I've actually been prepared, but it's a bigger trend where I have no idea why. It is completely blank that we have to have an obvious fact for each episode.
We've done this like over 50 times.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Noah, don't give him ideas on like finding things through ChatGPT. I think we all enjoy seeing him struggle and panic for an obvious fact.
And yes, we do. We 100% do.
That's why, Anushka, you should just let him struggle a bit more. But it's forgiven because it was actually pretty good. Noah, do you have an obvious fact for us?
Yeah, I mean, my obvious fact is just that it's honestly pretty easy to get a world record as long as you're not picky about what the record is. Like, you just have to find something that nobody else would bother doing and then just do it. Like, put more than minimal effort.
What are some world records you think you could get right now?
Just like make a fucking new one. Like, if you look in like Guinness like world records, there's a bunch of world records that are entirely arbitrary. Like just some bullshit, you know, like biggest layer cake, most number of people eating hot dogs in one table, or
Yeah,
some
the
bullshit
funniest
like
ones
that.
is when they add on the caviats, like
Yeah, I
like
mean, it's
at
not
one
like-
table with 5 Indians and like 10 Asians. And
yeah, it's not
one
like
white.
the Olympics. You're not competing in an event. Like you just got to do something that nobody else would bother doing. Like, I don't know, go buy like fucking 30 stuffed animals and like go put them in a car tire or some shit. Like, nobody else would bother doing that. So by default, like, you have the world record in most stuffed animals stuffed into a car tire.
That's pretty good, Noah. You should go do that.
No, I was just thinking about like the fact that when I was a kid, I used to read those like Guinness World Record books or like, you know, Ripley's like Believe It or Not, like those like books of like all this like weird shit or like things that like people have done. And like now it's like I don't care. It's all stupid. None of it matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's just true. That's just a fact. But hey, good job, Noah. You thought of yours on your own, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I don't have a fucking girlfriend like feeding me answers like some kind of
She
like.
may be. We wouldn't know.
No, I do things clean, Pranay. I do things by the book.
Okay. You know what?
All right, Cobb.
I had to step over people to get to where I am.
All you, Cobb. Can you beat Noah's?
I don't think I can beat Noah, honestly, but at least my fact is original. So you ever seen that SpongeBob episode of the Squeaky Boots?
No.
No, I'm
No.
not. No.
Okay, well,
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I told
that-
you. My parents didn't allow me to watch SpongeBob.
no, I don't think you've ever told me this, Noah.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't allowed.
Wait, why?
I was only allowed to watch educational TV programs. And SpongeBob did not count.
I learned a lot from SpongeBob.
I can tell.
Yeah, but I recently realized that the Squeaky Boots episodes is just a retelling of the Telltale Heart. So yeah. I did not know this, but now I
Okay,
do.
well, you got to tell us what the fuck happened in the
Yeah.
episode.
Essentially, Okay, essentially, SpongeBob he gets these squeaky boots, and Mr. Krabs he like absolutely despises these boots, and he just tries like all these different ways to get SpongeBob to take off of these boots because he cannot concentrate on his work with these squeaky boots, and then eventually he takes the boots from SpongeBob and buries them under the Krusty Krab, and then he goes home and he sleeps and he's just like haunted by these boots, and then he goes back and digs up the boots and like. He just confesses that I cannot handle these boots. He gives them the Squidward to go destroy, and then he just runs off crying.
Nice.
Cool.
You bring a lot of SpongeBob content to this podcast, Go.
I do.
Yeah, for real.
Hey man, SpongeBob OP.
I don't know if I'd really call that an obvious fact, though.
If you've seen the episode, it was obvious, but you're only
Yeah,
on
I mean, that's
educational
true.
TV, I guess.
And saving the very best for last, Victoria, give us your obvious fact.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've had some time to sit on it. No, mine would be that the average woman in her lifetime eats 8 pounds of lipstick.
What?
Oh, that actually is like gas. That's actually such a gas obvious fact. Like obviously you digest it, right? Or like
Yeah, like because like when you put it on, like
when it's on your lips.
you would eat a little bit because like you put it on like and then you go to dinner like I don't know, just anytime you drink water, whatever. Like yeah, the average woman just total just 8 pounds of lipstick.
How do you calculate that, though?
I have no idea.
That's crazy.
I'm skeptical.
It makes sense, right? No, but it makes
No,
sense.
I mean, okay,
like,
okay, but 8 pounds? Like, how much lipstick are you putting on your lips every time you apply lipstick?
Have
Like,
you
even
ever
if
put
you're
on lipstick
applying
before, Noah?
Every day for, like, I don't know, like 30, 40 years? That's like, sure, like, that's like over 1,000 days. But even if you're eating all the lipstick on your lips, how much lipstick are you actually applying?
Well, I wouldn't know. I have personally never put on lipstick before.
okay, how much lipstick would you say you, or how many of those like the little lipstick things would you use in a year, like on average?
In a year? I mean, I feel like the
Yeah,
same
like
can
in a
go
year.
for like chapstick, right? Like you guys use chapstick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how often do you use chapstick?
Oh, but yeah, I use it pretty often. I probably
Yeah,
have
I'm pretty
consumed
dry
quite
skin, so I'm a
Aquaphor.
pretty heavy Vaseline. chapstick.
I've already
Applier.
had 8 pounds. Like it's light work for me.
You already
Dude.
have the 8 pounds. Like it's actually more than 8 pounds.
It's like Elmer's
Yeah.
glue sticks. You just, like, chomp it off the
Dude, sometimes
thing.
I put that like that
No, I
Vaseline,
would definitely
like the cocoa
buy
butter
definitely
one,
more
bro.
than 8 pounds. For
I
me.
low key be eating that a little bit.
Jake, what is wrong with you?
Why would you
Good
confess
call.
this? Like, okay, what?
It's cocoa.
Dude.
Like you just taste it. You taste it when it's on your lips.
Have you guys like when you were little? Did you ever like the chopsticks that were like flavored that are like like it's like Coke flavored or like I don't know,
There was a mint one I really liked. Other than that,
like
I
you
haven't
eat
had
it?
one like that's amazing. No, I wouldn't eat it. I would just like enjoy
Use it.
I'd enjoy buying it. Ah, yes, yummy.
I can see it, bro. I can see like 8-year-old Pranay just be like, oh,
Yes.
I mean, kids are pretty stupid. I don't know.
It's unbelievable. Like 8 pounds is not that much if you really think about it. In like a whole entire lifetime, like what if they've been using
Yeah, no lifetime.
lipstick since they were like 10 or like since they were like teenagers, like 15, all the way until they die, maybe like 85, 75. It's a long time.
Yeah, I guess we also just like I can't envision what a pound of lipstick would look like. Like I don't understand how to like visualize that.
Yeah, I feel like a pound of lipstick is probably a lot of lipstick.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Like think about like how much like an 8-pound weight would look like a dumbbell.
Well, okay,
right?
but that's like density is different. Like lipstick isn't as dense as like fucking steel, right? Like
I mean, also true. But if 8 pounds can be like that small, then I feel like it's not out of the realm.
I don't know, I'm rating it a hard plausible from me.
Noah the Mythbuster.
We'll have an episode Say the Obvious where we just spent the whole episode figuring out.
I mean, we're not
How
even
many
running like
pounds?
tests. There's no scientific method involved here. We're just like yapping.
That would be an interesting special edition episode. You said you starting or you just started med school, right? In Arizona.
Yeah, I did.
So what is that like? Like what is med school like in that whole journey so far?
That's a great question. I think when people talk about med school, like the general analogy is like, oh, it's like drinking from the fire hose. I would say that's correct. But it's definitely manageable. Like I don't think it was as scary like, as I thought it was going to be. Like I think I just got lucky because I feel like my class is also like super collaborative and like really nice, and we're also pass fail. So I feel like that is like a big game changer. Like I don't know about like what y'all's like class experiences with like just like in colleges and stuff, but I think it's definitely like a big difference for sure.
Yeah, I feel it takes off a lot of pressure, I think.
With the pass fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
We didn't
so.
really have pass fail, to be honest, so but I can envision a world in which
That just sounds nice. Because over COVID, some of my classes became pass fail, and I just felt so much relief. I was like,
That's like the trend now. Like a lot of med schools are moving towards pass fail.
Yeah, they are because like step one is pass fail, right? So it's like why would you need grades or like letter grades if your boards are just gonna tell you like pass fail?
so there's no way to determine like ranking within like your class. It's just like there are people who passed and people who failed.
Well, so it's like we have internal ranking. So I guess like it's like truly it's not pass fail, but like on your transcript, like you'll see pass fail, but they'll also see like your ranking at the end of the 4 years, like among your classmates.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And I had one more question. I want to ask why you decided to go into like med school. I always like understanding the philosophy behind this. I've investigated Cobb's mind plenty into like why he likes medicine, but I think it's just interesting. Like I think there's a variety of reasons it could be. So it's just interesting to hear from people as to what it is.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm the same way because it's like everyone has their own reason for going into it, right? I think for me, I don't know. So not that I don't know. I do know. That's why I went through it. But I've been pre-med for a pretty long time. And then while I was in college, I was like, well, shit, like, is this something I really want to do? Right. And I like tried the other careers, I guess, I thought I would be interested in. And eventually like it just all like came back to medicine. And so I really like the fact that like, even though you're a doctor, like you have to be super like interdisciplinary in your profession. Like you're not just diagnosing and treating, like you're also a teacher because you're educating your patients on healthcare, or like you could be an actual teacher and educate other medical students, or like it's a lot of advocacy work as well, especially like when you're working with like underserved populations or like groups or communities that like that don't have a voice as much. But yeah, and I just like how like I don't know, I feel like I'm like interested in a lot of different things, and I feel like for me like medicine gives me the opportunity to still like explore my different passions without being confined into like one single niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's valid. Just because medicine is like, it's very wide ranging, right? It touches like everyone's life basically at some point. So
yeah, there's always going to be a need for it, right? So
yeah, your job won't get taken like by AI.
Well,
I don't know about that one, but
so which like subfield are you like? Do you have an idea, or are you just kind of figuring it out as you go along?
there are specialties I do like, but I don't want to close my mind off to anything yet because I've only experienced like a few, right? I feel like I haven't experienced enough to make a definitive decision. So yeah, I mean, the ones I do like right now, like I worked in like orthopedics this past year. I really enjoyed that. And then, like emergency medicine, I also enjoy, but, I don't know. No one's really liking emergency medicine right now. So burnout's crazy high. So we'll see. I think like the trends will change too by the time I finish school, like in 4 years, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and that's only something you have to decide like way later, right? Or
yeah, I don't have to decide until
residency, right? Yeah.
maybe like year 3, end of year 3, mid year 3 before I apply.
yeah, that's a solid amount of time to figure out what you want to do.
Okay. So Cobb brought you on this podcast.
Yes, I did.
But he hasn't said a word to you since you got here. Cobb, you brought this woman. Tell us what's going on.
Woman is crazy. Woman is crazy.
I was about to say those exact words. Those exact words that woman is
Okay,
crazy.
what? Like, I mean, am I incorrect? Am I
I
mistaken?
mean, I guess not, but like So,
Calm, it's all you, dog. Is it Noah instigated? He put you on the spot.
yeah, so obviously,
You gotta
yeah,
lock
no, no,
that.
no. All right, so we've spent quite a bit of time together, and I know that you have traveled the world quite a bit. You've experienced a lot of different places, and you did like a whole European tour like last year, right?
Yeah, I did.
So what countries did you go to?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me try to remember. So basically, I went with my like best friend from undergrad, and we kind of did like a solo trip ish. Like we went on like a tour ish thing, like tour company, but it was meant for like solo travelers. So it's just the people who were solo traveling and just wanted a group of friends to go with each other with. But I went to UK, Greece, Italy, Spain, Portugal, France, Morocco. Morocco's not part of Europe, but close. Germany, Belgium. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. I didn't even think it was that many.
You think you could give us like a tier list?
Yeah, I can. I think. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, I definitely have countries that I like more than others, and like in terms of like environment or like just like the atmosphere. I really liked Belgium. It's such a tiny little country, but like there's so much to do, and like everything's so like it was just so much fun. In Morocco, I would say go to Morocco.
All right, what's like the worst of those countries? Like, you know, I'm sure there's no way for this to bite you in the ass later on, but like, you know, tell us like, does Spain suck ass? Like,
oh my gosh, I studied abroad in Spain. I love Spain. So that was like my second time being back. But I will say that like big cities in Spain, like Madrid and Barcelona, aren't particularly as friendly as other cities. Just in my experience, I feel like as like an Asian American woman traveling, like when people, I don't know, that goes into like a whole other thing with like racism and stuff. But it's like my experiences are definitely different than like when I was traveling with like my like white friends. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. On this podcast here, we hate Britain, so yeah. Jith will tell
We
you
hate
about
them
his
so
hatred
much.
for.
We hate them so much. They can.
No, you're good.
Sorry,
You
go ahead.
continue.
Jith will tell you about his
No,
hatred.
I'm good. I've tweaked
He said this
enough
many times
about Britain
before,
on this
it's something you
podcast.
think.
I have tweaked about this way too much. Honestly, my BP can't handle talking about it some more. So you got it.
Okay. If I like I've never been to a country and been like, you know what, like I would never want to go here again. Like, you know, I don't really have no inclination to visit it again. But that was London for me. And I think that like I don't know, like I was talking to my friend about it and she was like, no, like she studied abroad there, she loved it. Like maybe I just didn't do London right. And maybe that's true. But like when I went, there were just so many things going on. Like there was like a marathon going on around the city, so all the roads were blocked. And then that's when they're protesting the tube, which rightfully so, right? So the tube was not open. And so I basically walked around the entire city just on foot. Yeah. And the food wasn't great. I had high expectations for fish and chips, but
why would you have high expectations for fish and chips?
I don't know. Everyone was like fish and chips, like that's like that's a British thing. It's supposed to be so good. I don't know.
I will say, when I visited too, I also was wanting to eat the fish and chips. Honestly, just for the sake because I was in Britain.
Yeah.
Or I was in the UK. But I ended up actually liking. If there's one thing they do right, they do sticky toffee pudding. That is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to Borough Market?
Where is this? Probably not.
Oh, it's
If
did
I
you
know,
have
I
did you
would
have
do
like a cup of like strawberries and like chocolate, like melted chocolate?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. I think the chocolate covered strawberries were like the highlight of my trip. Like I think I had like 3 cups. Like I kept on going back, and that was the only thing. There's chocolate covered strawberries that I was like, okay, like it's so good.
Breno, you're getting exposed here.
I wasn't in London that long, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So now you're backpedaling, huh?
Yeah.
Where did you
Love
go?
it.
I was mostly in Oxford.
Didn't you get like omega food poisoning?
That was on the way back. Yeah.
Have you been to Stonehenge?
I did. I actually have a funny. I don't even know if I've told that story in this podcast. We got stuck at Stonehenge for like 8 hours,
Jesus.
basically,
That's crazy.
because
I don't think
I
you've said
went.
it.
So me, my girlfriend Anushka, and some of my relatives in the UK went to. We went to Stonehenge basically, but relatives in the UK lived in UK. I forget. I think they live in Reading, but that's only like a 1.5 hour drive away from Stonehenge or something. So we drove there. And we saw the entire thing. I liked it. I usually like these types of historical monument things. But then when we were going back, the car just didn't start. And then they called for like technician people, and those people didn't come for an hour. And then the technician people said we can't help you, and that was a whole fiasco. But we ended up staying there for 8 hours, and I know the parking lot of Stonehenge very well.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you not? Was it just me? Like, I thought that Stonehenge was just so underwhelming. Like, I had such high expectations. I was so excited to see it. And I, like, once we got there in person, I was like, this is kind of tiny.
I will say, I mean, I tempered my expectations a lot before going there, because I had heard a lot that people have high expectations and then they get disappointed. So I kind of went into it knowing that, this wasn't going to be anything amazing. It is just some museum, a bunch of like Stonehenge rocks to look at, and yeah.
I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, you're like a agricultural society. Like, you can't just put up some rocks anymore without people criticizing you. Like, oh, like they're not big enough rocks. Like, you didn't like make your rocks impressive. Like, I mean, come on. Like, you can't, like, nobody can put up rocks anymore. Like, you put up some rocks and like now people are just size shaming you for it. Like, you got to put up the biggest rocks.
There were apparently rocks from very far.
Exactly.
So-
They worked very hard on that fucking
They did.
rock pile.
You know what? You're right. I do have to give him credit for that. I think I was just, I don't know. Like, I feel like we grew up looking at the photos or like in history books, and they just look so large and like they look cool. And then you go there in person and you're like, oh, like, it's not that big.
Sounds like Tinder.
Okay. I was waiting for someone to make a joke, but yeah. Yeah.
The joke was like right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty low hanging fruit.
What country had the best food overall?
Oh my gosh. Morocco. I like Moroccan food.
What even is Moroccan food? I don't even know like what that constitutes.
I don't know the names of any of the food. If I could show you photos, I would. But it's just like, I don't know, it was just all so good. Like maybe it was the fact that like by then, like that was like the last leg of my trip. So I just was like, I would eat anything. But I don't know. I feel like it was just good. I think it's just, how do I describe it? I have no idea. I'm going to look up photos and I'm going to like figure out how to describe it to you guys, because it's like, I don't want to do Moroccan food dirty.
Bet. That's valid. Also, wait, I was just wondering, did you stay in like hostels your way throughout Europe, or
I did. I stayed in hostels.
how's that like going from place to place and like transporting yourself through all these countries?
It wasn't bad actually. I like staying in hostels because I feel like whenever we think of hostels in the US, like we feel like it's just not as great. But like hostels in Europe they're just basically like hotels.
They're just like small.
Yeah, I heard like, yeah.
Yeah. And it was fun because like you would meet other travelers too, right? Because like it wouldn't just be like me in a room or me and my friend in a room. Like we'd be with other people, so like you'd get to know them, and like it's a good way to like make friends and travel with other people, I would say.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. Like people meet people and then they just like go out clubbing with them like later, like the entire hostel or something.
Yeah, no, that's really what
I
happened.
was like,
Like,
that's
like I think day one, like my hostel had, or like my hostel room, there was like 6 of us. So there were like 6 different bunk beds, or no, 3 different bunk beds. And we're all like, oh, like we should all go out and do something together. And like we just all went out clubbing. Or like day one, right? But yeah, it's a good experience. I mean, I guess it's iffy because sometimes like, I don't know, like if you're a sensitive sleeper and like they snore or whatever, or like maybe it's just like they're weird. But like I haven't had a bad experience yet.
That's good. You didn't go solo, right? You said you went with your friend.
Yeah, I went with my friend. I went with Anu, Jacob. You know Anu, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool. I assume you're still pulling up the photos.
No, I am. Sorry. I'm trying to find it and I cannot find it for the life of me. I just know it's some sort of chicken thing. And You know what? No, I can't do it. We can move on.
Do you think I would have survived as a vegetarian in all these countries, or do you think like it would have been the final like destination for me?
The final destination.
I think you would. I think you would. There were some people who were like vegetarian on our trip. I mean, like if you were to go to Italy, like you don't have to eat meat. You can just order pasta, and most of the time it doesn't really come with meat anyways. You just carbs.
Jith, I guarantee you, in every single one of those countries, there are vegetarians.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, wait, you guys, I found it. It's Moroccan
go.
chicken tagine, and it's like put in this pot. How do I describe a tagine? I don't even know if I'm butchering the name. If I am, I deeply apologize. It's basically put in like this little. It looks like ceramic. It's like a ceramic pot, and it kind of looks like a little pyramid thing, but it's like slow cooked, and it's so good, and the chicken's so moist, and it's like, ugh, I don't know. I would die. I would sell my soul to eat this again.
That's wild. I would not eat it personally, but I'm sure all three of these guys would.
Yeah. But Jith, if they put some ketchup in there,
Yeah, there was a
Ketchup.
ketchup. Pretty
I once
appetizing.
had ketchup for a meal. For the context of this, like I was just there was no food, so I ate literally just ketchup.
I mean, there was no vegetarian food.
yeah, so he just
Oh, yeah.
took the ketchup packets and that was the meal.
No, and then we left the restaurant. I had an empty cup with me, and I was just drinking water out of it to like at least like fill up some room in my stomach. And then Cobb, like I finished the water, and then Cobb put ketchup in the cup, and so I drank from the cup, expecting like through the straw to drink water, and then I just like there's just ketchup in my mouth, bro.
God, what the fuck?
I don't even remember this, to be honest.
Cobb, you
Yeah,
did this
you
to
don't
me,
even
Cobb.
remember it now.
I don't, but I'm sure I did.
Okay, wait. Do you guys have like a favorite sauce, like a go-to sauce you would use?
Fire sauce
This
from
is
Taco
ketchup.
Bell. And ketchup is not like is that a sauce? Like
I guess there's like a
Yeah,
it's a
condiment.
sauce.
like tomato sauce that's
Yeah.
in the US.
sriracha? I think that can go on like everything.
Yeah, sriracha can go on most things.
Like old sriracha or the new sriracha once they like change their.
The old one.
Old.
Agreed.
I think the old one's better. Yeah, they be reformulating like everything nowadays, and I just don't know why.
Yeah, apparently the thing with sriracha is like the company that makes the hot sauce and like whoever was growing the peppers, like they never actually signed a formal contract or anything. It was literally just like the two guys were just like, hey, can you sell me your peppers? And like the other guy was like, sure. And then like they had some like falling out, so no longer sell them peppers. Like they just stopped being friends. So now sriracha as a whole is worse.
Yeah, which is so disappointing.
That's great. How do you even know this, Noah?
I know this because Samantha told me. I don't know how she knows this.
No, it was a big deal. It was like it was blowing up for a little bit. But they had a falling out. Yeah.
Oh, I literally had no idea. All I know is that it just wasn't the same, and that was news enough for me.
I mean, it's actually crazy to me.
Yeah, like that's why the bottles of sriracha were like, I don't know, like $10-12 for a little bit. Yeah, they're just like ridiculously priced now.
That's crazy. Creating artificial demand. God, what if we just stopped releasing episodes? Would we create artificial demand for our podcast?
We tried this shit. We tried this not by choice, but by necessity. Honestly, it kind of worked. Kind of.
What the hell?
What do you mean it worked?
There's
What?
no way.
I mean, if you compare the newer ones, like especially on YouTube, you compare the newer ones to like the older ones. Like the newer ones are doing like on average better.
I'm not sure if that's because we induced demand. I'm pretty sure that's like other things.
All right, PJ, you work for the Fed. Tell me, what are
Yeah.
the economics of this?
Supply down. Prices go up.
How do you work at the Fed, bro? Like,
No, this makes sense. This makes perfect sense. Like with the way the Fed's
Exactly.
been going, this makes sense.
Actually, there's been, I mean, I don't know how much you guys are in tune with this, but a lot of people are actually very happy with Powell now because we've so-called like hit this reducing inflation without increasing unemployment benchmark.
Interesting.
So actually, a lot of people are very, very happy.
Interesting.
How many people, Pranay?
A significant part of the population, the people who did not lose their jobs, are pretty happy.
And how much did your work contribute to this?
2%.
Okay.
Oh shit, that's a lot.
That is low-key a lot.
Like
Actually, I
Pranay's
don't know if
saying,
it's
like
2%.
Pranay's saying, like if you reduce like the Fed down to like 50 people, he could be one of them.
It's true.
No, with the quick maths. God damn it, no, I didn't know you
I
had
don't
that
know
dog
if
in
he
you.
actually did the quick math.
The mathematics, Noah.
Guys,
Ugh.
please. You're talking to me like I'm like a special needs student. Like,
The bar is on the ground, Noah.
okay, my bad.
No, but really. Victoria, I have a question for you. If you were to have a segment on the episode, like we all have our little segments, we do like economics with Renee,
used to.
medicine with Cobb. We used to have little segments. What would you like your segment to be?
Oh my gosh, my segment? I don't know. I don't know if I have like a certain niche, like
It just has to be more of a niche than the rest of us.
more of a niche than y'all. Okay. Okay, maybe not right now because I've been really bad with like keeping up with everything. But I used to be like really into fitness and like keeping up with like all the drama going on in the fitness industry just because like I think it's interesting, right? Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, I could see that 100%. And none of us have any idea about any of it. So
Bro, I didn't even know there
About the fitness
was
drama?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, wait, what is example of the fitness drama?
yeah, I would like an example of this.
There's just like there's drama within like because like there's two like I feel like you could split it up into like right now like what's trending is like bodybuilding, right? And I feel like before it was like powerlifting, but now it's like leaning more towards bodybuilding. And like, do you guys know who C-Bum is? Like Chris Bumstead.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So like I think a while back, like not a while back, but like when he was competing in the he not like got in trouble, but like I guess yeah, kind of got in trouble because they were like, oh, like he was using like someone caught him or like someone said that he was using like steroids, right? But like obviously like if you're competing like that, like you're like heavily tested, like you're not allowed to like be using it. Like obviously there are divisions where like people are on something and like there's like a natural division, right? But I think for him like he was competing in like natural or something. And so like basically everyone was just like saying that he like didn't deserve the title. And so his girlfriend like took the hit and was like, oh, like actually like those are my steroids, like those aren't his.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so everyone was like, well, like what the fuck, like why would she need to take steroids like if she's not competing? So just like random things like
She used to compete, I thought, at some point.
she did. She used to be Miss Olympia. I think I don't know when, like early 2000s, like mid 2000s, 2015, 2016. I don't know. I could be entirely wrong, but yeah, just tea on that.
I don't understand how that works. Like, how do you like see steroids and like mistake which person owns the steroids and is using the steroids?
But I mean, I think there's a base. There are things that they're allowed to take, and there are like banned things that they are not allowed to take. Like they can take some level of supplements, or like I don't know what they use in those levels, but I don't know. Maybe they could try to just be passing it off as something like.
I didn't realize how common it was to use steroids.
Is it really that common?
Yeah, like a lot of the people, like I think right now, like there's like a lot of people, like a lot of women in like the bodybuilding world who just like are like absolutely ripped, right? And like I feel like for me, like I don't naturally assume that someone's on steroids, but everyone's just like now everyone's quite open about it because if you're not open about it, you're gonna get shit on, right? So yeah, it's really common. I think if like unless you're like really really like hell bent on being natural, I feel like most people once you get seriously into the sport, then like people will go on it.
Do you guys know Dr. Mike?
yeah, the YouTube guy.
So there are two Dr. Mikes. There's the YouTube doctor, like medicine doctor, and then there's another bodybuilding who is actually also a doctor, but he's in like some fitness health doctor type.
Okay.
I bring him up. He's relevant. Actually, both are relevant. They had a podcast together recently. Recently, as in like a month ago that I listened to. Yeah, he's like I guess there's a new wave of like fitness influencers who, he's from what I've seen, who do a lot of calling out, who are like very knowledgeable in this space and also have like a very no nonsense attitude about the science and whatnot.
Nah, bodybuilding is cool. I just like couldn't see myself doing it because it just seems very difficult. Like to push your body to that level. Then also I feel like it becomes your job almost, right? Like to
I
maintain
mean, it
that.
has to, right? Because you have to like do it 24/7.
Yeah, and I think at like some point, like once you're getting to like closer to your show date, like in competing, your calories like go down so much, And like at that point, like you're just hungry all the time, and then like your mood changes, like you're not like yourself because you can't focus, right? Because like all you want to do is eat.
Oh yeah, like you have to be like a certain body fat percentage, right? So it's like you just can't have food at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Even now, when I get hungry, I just
eat.
turn into a different beast. And to think about what I would be like then, starved out of my mind. That is, I don't even want to think about it.
You'd be an even different beast.
Renee's warning us. He's like,
evolve.
Society is always 3 meals away from anarchy, and like
Dude,
I would
that's
be
what-
at the forefront.
Renee's inner Sukuna just comes out, bro.
I'll be honest, I never understood the appeal behind bodybuilding. Like I understand the appeal to a certain extent, like, getting built, getting jacked, but I feel like at like a competition level, at least from what I've seen, like it feels like you've gone too far. Like it feels like there was a certain point where like you took it up there, and I'm like, yeah, like, that looks like good, but like now it's like it doesn't look human or healthy to me, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like peak form. This seems like you're like destroying your body. And
like most of those people are like omega unhealthy too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it just like makes me uncomfortable like seeing it. Like I don't know if like I've got like a rare opinion here, or like if this is a common opinion, but like I just see bodybuilding like people like in competition, and like I'm like, I don't like that. Like that doesn't look right to me.
I feel like it is a common opinion for people who aren't in the space as much, but I mean, like at the end of the day, to each their own. Like that's just, I guess, how they feel they look best, and or it's just something that they like strive to be. And
Well, like once like what your body looks like for the show is not how like it's like not sustainable, because like it's such a low like body fat percentage. Like I think like for some girls who compete, like sometimes like if your body fat percentage goes like too low, then like you lose your period, right? It's like naturally like it's not like healthy to like stay that way for a long time, but you're not supposed to. So like after you compete, after you're done with your goals or whatever, then like you go back to like upping your calories and like upping all those things, so that way you get back to like a more like sustainable like body weight and like level of health.
Yeah, no. And I also kind of wonder, like, if you're like married or like in a relationship, if you're like bodybuilding, I can't imagine it's like, I just imagine that relationship would be more difficult, because I feel like that's something that just kind of consumes you on a daily basis, of like gym for however many hours and just like not eating. Don't most bodybuilders like also marry like other bodybuilders?
Yeah, or like have like a partner who's like really understanding.
You know what's wild to me? That there are people like our age that are just like getting married and having kids. Like, I don't know. I see these pictures like online, and I'm like, it's just like people from high school and stuff, and like, I don't know. It just blows my mind. I just cannot comprehend it. Huh?
Having kids too?
I mean, there are like people in my class. There are these 2 kids in my class who like they're like a year older than me, and they like met at this program. So like 1 year ago, and now she is pregnant, and she's due in like a month or 2.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like I don't know how you plan to like afford having kids at this age. Like
They're like a year older than me. Like they have, I don't know.
Like, I mean, where are you gonna get the money, man? Like,
It could be well endowed. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, fuck, I can barely feed myself. You're asking me to feed another human being? No, hell no.
I mean, even aside from the money part, like I don't think I have that much responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, true.
I could barely take care of myself. Like, how can I take care of another human being?
I mean, like you can get more responsible, but I feel like just getting more money is much harder. You can't just be like, well, I'm just gonna like acquire another $100,000
Why don't you do that, Noah?
because I chose to go into political science and not computer science.
Should have picked the other made up science, Noah.
I know.
Would you guys want to have kids?
I mean, I would, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all already have Brene, so
Like
That's
right
true.
now, like at this moment.
Maybe not at this moment, but like in the future.
9 months from now, Noah. 9 months from now. Realistic timeline.
Yep. 9 months from now would just be the worst. Dude, I would be like financially like in a fucking hole just like coming out of college, and then like now like I have to pay for having a kid too.
We've had this discussion many times, though. The like Omega philosophical question, like the wife and kid question, Jit. How do you
I'm
word
not doing
this?
this again. I'm not doing this.
Oh my
again.
god, dude, this has become such a long discussion. Oh my days. But it's basically like if you're having, or if you're like wife's pregnant, having kid, and she tells you, okay, if things go wrong and you have to pick between me or the kid, save the kid, and like, and then the moment comes and then something does go wrong, God forbid, and then like she's giving you instructions, but like the doctor comes to you because you're the first person or whatever listed, and then he asks you what to do. Like, do you go with her wishes or do you save her instead?
Yeah, Victoria, do you save your wife or her kid?
Oh my gosh.
I think we've come to a general consensus on this, right?
No,
I
I don't
don't
think we did.
remember. I don't think we
Okay.
did, to be honest.
We definitely did not.
I mean, okay, let's first hear from you, so you're not like, I guess, influenced by what any of us think, but your opinions on the situation, I guess.
Okay. Well, in this case, like, would it be me? Like, am I the one that's about to like give birth, or
Your
like
husband's going into labor.
my husband's my husband's the one that's going into labor?
It's a thought experiment.
Let's
Don't
just
think.
like role swap it. Sure, yeah, you're in the same role as us.
Okay, like, or if I was like the person that wasn't pregnant, but I like had to like make that decision, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's a hard decision. Okay, this reminds me of Loki, like Bridgerton. Have you guys seen Bridgerton?
Oh yeah, that's what happens in the beginning, right?
Is it?
Happens at the beginning of season 2 at the
which
very
part
least.
of Bridgerton are you referring to?
The Duke is like, oh, like he comes from like a really okay. I'm gonna spoil it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What the
yeah.
fuck
that's
is
fine,
Bridgerton?
Yeah. See, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, he doesn't need. Okay.
So basically, like the Duke has a terrible relationship with his father, right? And it's because, who will know? I don't really know. But basically, like when the Duke is born, like his mom is like bleeding out, right? And the Duke is like, oh well, like I really want a son. Like he was like, give me a son. And like I don't know if she like wanted to die or not, but basically like he chose having like an heir over like his wife. And so like everyone in the household, like the maids, whatever, was like, what the fuck? Because they're like, oh man, like you would rather like kill your wife or like have your wife die to like in order to have an heir, right?
What's the time period on this?
It's like the Victorian era, no. It's like Victorian era.
Like 1800s, like 1813, 18.
I
Early
don't know.
1800s.
I feel like that's probably like on the tail end of when that would be like socially acceptable, but I feel like before that it would be pretty like, I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be considered an unusual decision if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you guys have watched House of Dragons too, they have a very same decision then, and it's like not even thought. Like nobody even gives a second thought to it. It's just immediately save the child.
I don't know. I feel like my first instinct to like save like my partner, right? But like obviously like if it's like my partner's body and like they're the one giving birth, whatever, like then like okay, like I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's always like, do you respect their wishes? Because it's kind of selfish to save them, but at the same time, it's like, you're still the one making the decision. So that's why we asked each other that question that day, and I think I forgot what you guys said.
I think Cobb was save child. Jit and I were like not fully unequivocally save child, but like
I remember Jit's main point was you can always make another baby, you cannot make another spouse.
I mean, that's kind of untrue though, right?
I mean, I don't think you would have another child after going through something like that.
Probably,
Personally, like,
yeah.
I don't think, like, realistically,
It's kinda rough.
it's like yeah.
But it's one of those questions where there's like no right answer.
everything sucks. Yeah, there's no
Yeah, you like can't win.
good. Yeah, it's really a no-win scenario.
What were we talking about?
Oh,
I have no idea.
I don't know.
We were just talking about like relationship stuff and like marriage. Oh, how like
Yeah, I guess I asked you guys if you guys want to have kids, but Giga was talking about like people getting married who are like our age.
Right.
I think we all probably will want to have kids eventually. You as well, Victoria.
I don't know yet. Maybe. I think it just depends.
What are like the factors you're thinking about?
in this economy.
Yeah.
One, like I like want to be like financially stable, or like I'm also like I feel like I'm very career oriented, right? So like I want to be able to accomplish like most of what I want to do like in my career, like get to a point where like I feel like like I can like sacrifice some of my time away from my career to like support my child and like spend enough time with them. Like I don't want to be like an absent mother, right? Like I don't want to be, like I feel like going into like medicine, like it's going to take up a lot of my time. So like I want to know that like I feel like confident in my career enough to like take a step back from it.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's pretty common concern.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's also like, do I want to give birth? Like, that's a lot. Like, do I want to go through a whole pregnancy?
Yeah, that is definitely a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your opinion on like the whole trad wife thing?
What is that one? It went viral on TikTok. Like this one lady who she was about to go to Juilliard, but then she got pregnant with like the partner that she was with. So now she like makes videos on TikTok and she has like 10 kids.
10?
Damn.
10 is insane. 10 is like egregious.
Yeah, like her and her husband like live on like some sort of like farm or something. They have a bunch of kids, and like she was about to go to Juilliard. Oh, I forgot what like then her name is, but something like ballet, the ballet mom. I don't know. It was going viral because like she like really really wanted to like travel or something for like their anniversary, but then like the gift that she got from her husband was like he gave her an apron.
Damn.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
And this went viral on TikTok?
Yeah.
Damn.
I forgot like what the trending like name, like the tag where it was.
Dude, imagine fumbling the bag on like national media.
But I feel like something like that's got to be staged, right?
Probably, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. I have no idea.
You really never know with the media.
Yeah, I don't know. My views on the trad wife. I feel like I'm pretty feminist, and also like I'm really career driven. So I can never personally see myself being like a stay-at-home mom and like not having a job. I want to be able to go to work and provide for my family and things like that. But I don't know, like I would never judge anyone if like they decide to do that. Like that's their choice, that's their life, right? And if they feel fulfilled and like feel happy, then like by all means, like go for it. But I know like that's not what's gonna make me happy.
So you're just kind of like of the opinion of just like, let them do their thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
No. I think Jit and we talked about this the other day. Like, if you get married to someone who's just like raking in so much money, like, yeah, we're staying home and cleaning.
Bro, I'm cleaning the shit out of that house, bro. Oh my god, it'll be spotless.
Dinner on the table every day by
Bro,
7.
Yeah, if you're bringing it back like that, bro, no problem. I'm staying at home. I'm doing the laundry, doing the dish. Like, bro, the shit's gonna be spotless. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad life, TBH. But because you got the bag, bro. Like,
yeah, honestly, like if you're like living it with somebody who's just like making bank, like why not?
I see no issues with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of asking because like I was just wondering like, is it like a thing where like you find them annoying but don't care, or is it a thing where like if you see one like it's on site, like throwing hands?
No, I don't know. I mean, part of me is like if it's not that it's like oppressive, but like in the site, like with the example of like the TikTok one where it's like, oh, like I was like she is like thinking about other things, but like in like the husband's mind, like he's just like, oh yeah, like here's an apron because like you know what I mean? It's like following like societal norms, like societal standards of like what a wife should be like. So it's like, oh, like is she really being heard or seen? Like I feel like if it's like if she actually wants that, then like yeah, like 100%, like then an apron would be a solid gift, right? But like if it's not what she wants, then like that's where the issue comes into play,
It honestly sounds like she just like went hard into it, like as like cope, basically. Like can't go to Juilliard, might as well just like fucking pump out 10 kids and live on this farm.
Pump out 10 kids is a crazy
yeah,
statement.
just like one after the semi-automatic, man. It's like racking a shotgun, just like one after another.
Boom,
The
boom.
visual that I got in my head just now was so weird. Just like firing kids out of her.
That's actually so foul.
I mean, honestly, like 10 kids, like you're basically doing that. Like you're like, unless you're like fucking
That's like a decade. Like you're pregnant for a decade.
Pregnant for
Oh,
a decade.
God.
I didn't even think
Oh,
about that.
God,
Oh my
Kitty.
god.
No, I can't fathom
that's
that
like
right
minimum 90
Bro.
months, right? Like
Bro.
at the minimum.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's a valid description.
I mean, yeah, it must have just been like one right after the other.
I feel like no, right? There's no way. Were they all like back to back? She
It
gave
could
birth
be,
to
there
like
could
run
be
that shit
some
back.
like triplets.
Run that shit
and
back.
Something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, there could be like triplets or twins and stuff.
Or twins,
yeah.
Oh, that's like a hack right there.
Oh man, remember Octomom?
Oh yeah. She had like 6. That was like 6 tuplets, right?
What? Octomom? Octo.
Yeah, she had like I know she had twins and then 6 tuplets.
Oh, I thought it was like all 8 at the same time, or at least that's like what I remember like the
That
news
is-
coverage being.
All
No,
8?
I don't
How do you
think
even
so.
survive that?
No, I mean like it
Okay,
was
but
like
even
just-
6 is kind of that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
I mean, it was just like some stupid shit, you know. Like this was back before like, you know, politics mattered. Just like in like 2010 or something.
I remember seeing a picture of the Octomom and her belly was like bigger than a watermelon.
Okay, I think that's a lot of pregnant women probably.
No. Like watermelon like long ways out. Like no.
You know, like a big watermelon, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I looked it up. It was octuplets.
Was it 8 at the same time, Jit?
It says octuplets. Granted, my
Okay,
source is
never mind.
Wikipedia, but
Wikipedia's kind of reliable now. Like,
Bro, 8 at the same time is wild. Like you're expecting 1 and you get 8.
I mean, wasn't it like I thought it was by choice? Like she was like doing it like IVF or some shit.
Oh.
Oh.
yeah, she was. It wasn't just like it happened through nature. Like she did some IVF. Like she did some
Like
Oh,
I think that's just
customization.
stupidity,
I don't know
honestly.
if customization is the right term for it, but like
Or like with gene editing, you just like character models.
Just, you know, character select screen.
I don't know. She said it said 6 embryos left over from her previous IVF treatments, and then I guess she had twins, and then it made it 8. So that still is crazy. Oh my god. We're changing topic just because I don't want to think about this. These 8
Do you know
children.
if she like actually gave birth or was it like a C-section?
Oh, it had to have been a C-section. There's absolutely no way it was like a. I don't even know. People are not writing enough about this.
This is the news that matters.
Yeah, I feel like whoever was like the doctor and like the medical staff in that room were probably like that was like the worst night of their lives.
It's a long day, long night, wherever.
Yeah, imagine coming back to it. You're like, yeah, long day at work. Gave birth to octuplets.
No, that's like the whole day, basically.
Yeah, that's diabolical. Being in labor for that long for 8 children to.
Yeah. Are they healthy though? Like, is everyone okay?
No, I think one has like autism.
I mean, that's not that special. Dude, like at least one of us probably has autism.
I feel like I have ADHD just because I have a hard time paying attention to things, but I don't even know how, like, I think that's like something you can develop. I really don't know all that much about it.
I mean, like proper ADHD is like supposed to be from childhood. I think it's honestly just been like social media and like everything is just like conditioning people to have like lower attention in general.
Attention.
Tolerance, yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I mean, like it is a big thing because like so many people are like getting diagnosed with ADHD or like trying to get diagnosed because, you know, you can just like get like amphetamines that way, like free. Well, not free, but you know, like you don't have to like go fucking Breaking Bad and just make your own meth. Like you can just like get a prescription.
What a good show.
That's what
Yeah,
you
that
took
was
away
my
from
show.
this?
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, Cobb. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've always meant to. I just
Arguably the greatest TV show of all time. Like, yeah. Jit, do you agree with this statement?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there.
I mean, we're the contenders.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay,
Wait,
Jit.
Sorry, it's not. It's probably not up there. But I mean, hey, look, it's a good show. AOT maybe is up there.
I think like Game of Thrones is like based on ratings, one of the highest, right?
No, Game of Thrones can't be, right? Like it
No, bro, it
it ended
tanked
on
at the
such
end.
a
Really?
low note.
I guess like Chernobyl, Sopranos, maybe.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's Breaking Bad. Like,
Doesn't
I
Lost
think it's
have
pretty.
really good reviews?
Yeah,
or
the
something?
top like IMDb ratings, like Breaking Bad is by far the highest.
Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender, man.
Oh,
I
no,
love
that's
that
so
show.
good.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think of the live action one?
No, I don't like it.
You know, I like it. I mean, I like it. I just like it as a casual. It's a okay.
I mean, the
live
animated
action.
one is just so much better. I don't
I
know.
mean, yeah, for sure. But I'm just like, it's an okay, casual, nice show. That's my opinion of it.
You're an okay casual nice show.
It's like some of the characters are just like Azula.
Yeah, she do be a little bit different though. That's
She's just not scary. Like
Yeah.
I have no hate for like the actress or anything, but it's just like when I watch it, like Avatar: The Last Airbender for the very first time, bro. Like, bro, dead ass. Like Azula.
yeah,
you
you
were
can
like, she
tell
is, like-
she's like conniving,
There's like a
crazy.
screw loose that is like, she will murder you in an instant. Like no cap. I don't know. What did you think of it, Victoria? Do you like the live action?
I don't know. I think they combined the books, right? Because you know how it's like supposed to go in order. Like, I don't know, but I guess it's supposed to be different. Like they can't make it exactly the same, so I get it. But I think the cast one was like, I feel like Aang is just so young. He looks like he's 10.
Isn't he like 11 in the show?
I thought he was 12.
Okay, is there really that much difference?
No, I guess
He is
not.
12.
But it's just weird because like, how are you gonna have like the romance build up between like Katara and Aang if he literally looks like he's 10? Like,
I mean, wasn't she 12 or 13?
No, she was a year older.
yeah, she's a year
Yeah,
older.
yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about it that's like it just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't. Avatar was always a little weird in that regard. But hey, I mean, I don't know. When I first watched it, I thought there were so many different end games. I didn't know if it was actually going to be like Aang and Katara. I thought it was going to be Zuko and Katara for a minute.
Yeah, no, me too.
There's
I
definitely a lot of people who still want that.
I still ship them.
Yeah, she was about to give him like that like last bit of water that could like heal.
She did. I thought.
No, she didn't. They got interrupted and then she gave it to Aang later. But
What
That's
about in
like-
the last final fight?
Yeah, I
against
mean,
Zuko?
Zuko and Katara did like.
oh, in that final fight, she just
To
healed
be
him.
honest,
I thought.
to be honest, it's been a while since I rewatched it. I don't remember as thoroughly, but
I don't know. I think everyone shipped them, especially because it just looked more correct than like Aang and
Like, I think it wasn't
Katara,
just
but-
looks. I think it was also personality. Like Katara was like definitely more mature than her years, or at least like that's the way she was written, right? Like she's like supposed to
That's
be
true.
like the mature one, like sort of
Fair,
like the
fair.
like team mom basically, and then like Aang's like the kid, and I'm just like even if they're close in age, like in terms of personality,
I will say it's not like they didn't come out as a surprise because they were alluding to it the entire all seasons.
okay, yeah, but like, I mean, just because Aang has a crush on Katara doesn't mean that it's the right choice.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying it. I don't think it came out of like left field. Like my initial reaction, like was also when I first watched it. I was like, this. It looks like they're doing some like the Zuko is actually going to become. That's going to be the relationship, but I don't know. I saw some like other analysis or something of this once, and they made a strong argument. I can't remember the exact points, but they made a strong argument for not Zuko Katara, and I was like, okay, I'm satisfied with that.
You got to show your evidence, Pranay. Like, where's your cards?
I did not cut them properly.
Rip.
I always thought it would be like Zuko, Katara, and then like Toph and Aang. I don't know what you guys.
I feel like that might.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have a hard time seeing it, honestly. I feel like. I mean, sure, they're.
No, bro. Toph and Aang, bro, together they had so much like synergy. Like in all of those fights, everywhere, bro. They were like.
Did you guys ever
I'm
see
doing the little.
Legend of Korra?
I have not.
No, I haven't seen that.
Toph is kind of a player.
Oh, really?
She's had relationships with many men in the future.
I can believe that.
I can see that. She's just too good.
She took over Sokka's role as the backbender.
What the fuck?
Backbender?
That's the joke. That's the joke. Is like Avatar. Their Aang was the airbender. Like Katara was the waterbender, Zuko was the firebender, Toph was the earthbender, and Sokka was the backbender. Because like every girl, bro, like Ty Lee, Suki, like bro, Sokka is the backbender, like undisputed. he actually had game. Like he had hella riz.
Yeah, he had Suki. He had what's that moon girl's name?
Oh yeah, the moon girl.
Moon Girl.
Yue or
Yue.
Yue. Who else did he get with?
And then Ty Lee.
Oh,
Ty
Ty
Lee.
Lee.
Like Ty Lee wanted him so bad, bro. I was like, this man is just, he's built different.
Is your role model.
This is your model.
He's just a backbender. Like it's just factually that's. And then Toph assumed the role, I assume, from what Brene is telling me. So
nice. All right. What's next on the agenda?
music, EDM raves. That's what I wrote down. I tried to transition to that twice, and then I was like, "You guys
I
are
heard
worthless."
this shit, but it was, I don't know, a bit tragic.
I blame you, Jacob.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, Noah always like. I swear I have like a godly transition lined up, and then Noah just decides to start speaking.
Yeah, no one's
What?
always like, you know what,
Okay.
actually, I think about this.
All right,
This
fine.
is-
Fucking bitch, I'll stop speaking. Just Jesus. All right.
Noah taking it so personally. It's okay. We already have a replacement for you, Noah.
Yeah, we got a replacement agent.
That's what this episode was. It was just an interview.
Yep. All right. You got the role. You know,
Congratulations.
we got to keep the diversity around here. Like 3 brown, 1 yellow. Like that's our thing. So, I'm leaving the company, but you'll be taking on my role.
I have big shoes.
The pay is terrible, and there are no benefits.
You're a benefit, Noah.
I'm leaving.
All right, Jit, tell us about this topic.
I don't know, Victoria, you said you're big into like EDM and going to raves and stuff. I've only like started getting into this kind of area, but I think it is quite nice.
It's quite nice. What's nice about it?
It's just I just like the music. Like I always like EDM music when I was younger. Like I like dubstep when I was younger, and then I kind of like
That's like one of
got
the
a
first
little
few
more-
things we bonded over, I feel.
Yeah, and then I got a little bit like away from that, just into, like regular pop music at some point, and then now I'm kind of back into like EDM house, listening to like ISO Knock, Knock2, Dom Dalla, all these people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you like house? Like that's your favorite?
I wouldn't say like I still kind of am dubstep like leading slightly. So like the first song I heard that I really really fucked with was obviously like very basic, but it was Dash Star, which is like
yeah.
it's like the most basic song probably ever.
But it's good. It's good. So I get it.
Yeah, that's where I started, and then it just kind of expanded from there.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, I'm a big bass head. But that like just started a year and a half ago, more or less. Before I was like, oh, like pretty like baby EDM. You know what I mean? Like melodic, like the typical like Illenium, Cash Cash, like all those intro people. But yeah, no, I don't listen to them.
Yeah, but you said you're going to the Isonoc San Diego show, correct?
Yeah, I think we'll see if I actually do though. But it's like because it's like right before finals. But there's like a big group of us in my class who are like really really into EDM. But I also feel like I don't know, like I thought it was funny that you were like, oh, like you're like really big into EDM because I feel like that's like the big association with like ABGs, ABBs, like you just like you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was like, goddamn, like I don't know if I'd consider myself one, but I do like EDM. So
Yeah, I was watching like a TikTok kind of about this topic of how like this like EDM or like raves are something that Asian people can like identify with, I guess, within like the United States of like each kind of almost race has their own kind of thing that they drift towards. And I guess EDM and like EDM music and like raves and all that is that for Asian people. I don't know if that's like a incorrect kind of assumption to make, but this is what I've seen.
I feel like it is. I feel like it's a pretty safe assumption. Like I feel like everyone I know, like in Houston or like in the Asian community and like Dallas too, like raves. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
No, that's definitely what I've seen and what I've heard. And yeah, like just from my own personal experience and people I've met, like this definitely rings true. Because they're all Asian people that are into it.
Just what is like the brown boy?
It's just
brown
what I was
genre?
for this.
Yeah.
brown version of this is like, yeah, I honestly don't think brown people have found something like this within like the United States, like cultural
there's that
areas.
new Indian rapper who just like went viral, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, big step
The
ball,
Big Dog guy, right?
Yeah.
Big Dog.
Big
Is that the name
Dogs
of
is
the
the song.
Hanuman kind.
His name is Hanuman.
Dude, you know he was like born in Kerala, but he was raised in Texas, and then he went
Yeah,
back
he's
to
raised in
Kerala.
Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but even that is he's going into like the rap scene, but that doesn't make like that a brown thing.
what is the brown thing, Chip?
The brown thing is just like brown things that are normally in India coming to the US. So like singers like Anirudh coming to like the US, like people will go to his concerts, or like if Arjit Singh comes to the US, like then that's what like brown people will go to. Within college, like the college group, it's probably dancing, honestly, that like brown people are like very into. Like those Bollywood,
Honestly, yeah, I can see that.
Bollywood
yeah.
dance teams is like
Yeah,
that's how so many brown people are like interconnected.
I can see that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I feel like it's good to just explore things outside of just what you know, and that's why we have Noah.
That's why you
Wait,
know.
what?
We low-key just converted Noah into a brown boy.
Clarify.
Noah, do you feel like, how Asian do you feel like you are?
Honestly, not that Asian. I mean, like probably the most Asian you'll find in me is just like the food. Like I mean, cook a lot of Asian food, eat a lot of Asian food, but like culturally, like I don't know, I'm not like big into like anime or like K-pop or like Asian like dance groups or anything like that, or even like really EDM or like any of like the stereotypical Asian stuff. Like I guess I'll go to like boba shops, but I mean,
Nice.
No, so that's as far as I'll go.
that's as far as I'll go.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not honestly like you'll find a lot of like people are like more Asian than me, including some people who aren't Asian probably.
Yeah, I feel like Jit and PJ are more into anime.
At this point, I'm more
you
Asian
guys,
than you, Noah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Noah, like I'm doing both our jobs at this point, bro. Pick up.
I'm being replaced.
the
I'm being
slack.
pushed out.
Pick up
Oh
the
yeah,
slack now.
Victoria, that's all you know. See, now we have like.
Yeah, no, like you guys don't even need me. Like you have everything.
How Asian are you?
I like how we just
how
have a
would you-
bunch of
where
Asian
would you put
people.
yourself?
Like generally just like Asian people, brown. It's like I guess under that umbrella, and we're like diversity. We
I mean,
have
South Asian, East Asian. It's like really like two entirely, well, not entirely different, but like two very different places.
but it's also Asian, no?
Okay, it's the same continent, but it's a big ass continent. Like,
But even
I-
still, by like other races, we get categorized like together.
I mean, that's true, but
All these like Asian Indian people stealing all our jobs here, immigrating here, and
I mean, like, how much do like Indian or like South Asian people and like East Asian people like really have in common, though?
honestly, not a lot probably.
I mean, I feel like values wise, like it's pretty similar. Like we like share
Oh, yeah,
religions,
true.
right? Like Buddhism is a bit like
That's true, yeah.
yeah, or like values like in terms of like familial. What's the word?
But that's like kind of like an east-west divide, right? That's like the value system.
But it's still similar.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's pretty similar. I mean, I had like some experiences where I guess no, you're half South Korean, but like people will call their moms amma, and so like brown people do that too, and like some of the words
Wait,
even
from like Asian people, like East Asian
like
people.
It's like
South
Oma.
Korean people. Yeah, they'll say like like things are like
Yeah.
they're kind of similar. And if you look at Tamil, which is the language I speak, and like South Korean, like you'll find there are actually a lot of like linguistic things that are just similar between the two languages. So I don't know. I think there's some. If we go back far enough in history, we'll find something that links it all. But
I mean, Korean as a language is actually like really weird. Like, it doesn't have connections to like Chinese or Japanese languages, which like Japanese and like Mandarin are like part of the same language family, and then like Korean's just like out there.
Wasn't Korean like invented by the government or something? Is
Well,
that-
the written language was invented, which like thank God for that, because like it was like invented for the purpose of being like easy to use and like easy to learn, and it is like very easy to learn, like especially compared to like fucking like Chinese, like Mandarin, like trying to like write the characters and all that shit. Like that's like fucking rocket science.
we can all be Asian together.
Yeah, okay, that's That's what we're getting from this? Sure.
Yes, no. We're all that's the always like big categories. We're all Asian. Maybe we should start rebranding, stating the obvious.
That would be terrible.
We've never had like a non-Asian person on this podcast.
That is
yeah, that's true.
true. Yeah, that is true.
Well, we don't have that many people in our podcast period.
I mean, right now we have 5. Thank you,
It's
Victoria,
true.
for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
So what I'm hearing is we need to go out and like find some other like, you know, races to like get on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe we will, or maybe we won't. I guess you'll just have to listen to the next episode of Stating the Obvious to find out. Shout out again to Victoria for joining us today on Stating the Obvious. If you want to shout out your fitness Instagram handle or anything like that, now's the time.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm shy, but you can follow my actual Instagram. It's just X Victoria Lee with 1 X. But yeah, thank you all for having me. This
Fire.
was so much fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming and taking the time out to do it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah, and make sure also go follow her on Instagram. You know what? We're not gonna plug ourselves anymore because last episode was enough. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to smash that like button. Absolutely obliterate the comment section. Just one comment will suffice, honestly. That brings us so I don't think you guys realize how much happiness like a singular
Dude,
comment
that's
has
super
brought us.
another
exciting. We
comment
have a
the other
discussion
day.
about it for
Like
days.
if we see one comment, we are literally overjoyed. So please comment. You can follow us if you want. That would be cool. That would also make us very happy, even though we wouldn't know who you are. And then thank you again so much for listening. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episodes. Find out whether we're going to get more or less Asian, and we'll see you in the next one.